And one little thing to save some time as you're troweling this, if you know roughly where you want to have your areas that are going to appear to look like peeled bark, it's just those areas that you would actually trowel extra good where you really smooth it out. The rest of it, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're just troweling it enough to allow it to cure out stronger. And on this, you really don't want to get it too perfect, because real trees, you'll notice that it has a little bit of lumps and bumps when the bark gets peeled off or falls off. I mean, even that right there is fine. The step I'll do is normally get a 2-inch or a 4-inch chip brush and dip it in water and then give it a broom finish just to clean it up. And a little tip down there, make sure you do what I'm doing right there, is pull the concrete away. That way, if you're building a mobile piece like this, you may tilt it up and put it on a dolly. If you flare it out too much, it's going to tend to chip off over the time. The ones that I actually do in place that are permanent, I'll flare it out quite a bit on the bottom, just like a real tree. You can see right there, just a real quick broom finish. Good thing about working with the Rapid Set products is everything's going to be just fast working times, where as soon as I was done troweling, I could automatically start doing this, dipping in water, and then brush finishing it out, similar to a broom finish. Portland cements, you could be possibly over an hour or more. And I'm using a weed burner just to speed it up the drying time, a little bit more. And then I'll go ahead and start doing the texture coat over it. Which, same thing here, same mix, same consistency. Your Rapid Sets, you have the other option is the Rapid Set Cementol. It's just smaller size aggregate or sands. But the mortar mix is going to be a good all-around mix that you can use on a lot of different applications. And notice in the middle there, I don't need to put any cement there, because that's where I'm gonna carve it out with my margin trowel, leave a lot of that inside part blank. So generally, I'll just exaggerate. If I know where my peeled bark's going to be, I'll exaggerate it maybe 1 inch to 2 inches more. That way, when I go to cut it out, I'll be cutting out about 1 inch to 2 inches. And another little tip is make sure that you have it thick enough right where the peeled bark's going to end or start. That way, when you go to cut it, it won't look too thin. Like right there, generally, when I cut it out and I use my little brush and water to clean it up, it'll appear to be about 1/2 inch to 5/8 of an inch. And this part here, if you're using the large tree bark roller, which on most of these you're going to use a combination of 2 or 3, but the large tree bark roller, it really doesn't need to be perfect. It's very forgiving. In most cases, I'll just texture right over what you saw right before I started doing this, the way it looks towards the bottom. I'm just troweling it a little more accurate just to show you. If you're using the medium tree bark or the small tree bark, you want it a little smoother. But I've got the large tree bark rollered. I'm dipping it in water, shake out the majority of the water, and go ahead and start rolling. But it's going to be a very fast process. I'm really not pushing that hard, just a little bit of pressure, rolling it upward, downward, either or. And figure you can get about 10 linear feet per dip. But the texture rollers are very easy, very fast to work with. And one thing to keep in mind on this whole project is you don't want to have things too perfect. Is I'll actually combine the next one after this. I'll use the medium tree bark roller. That way I can use that texture. I will not texture the whole thing, but just enough to break it up here and there. And this part, do the majority, come back, and if you see an eyesore somewhere, just you can roll right over the texture that you already applied. Okay, and I just switched out to the medium tree bark roller. Actually, on this, just think of faux finishing. I'm not texturing the whole area, I'm just breaking it up, I'm jumping around.